Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a Friday evening, and that can mean nothing else but it's MRC-X time. Of course, it's the show that never ends. We keep rolling. 5 races a week. What more can you want? So tonight, Austrian Grand Prix. The Red Bull Ring, previously known as the A1 Ring, and I believe before that the Österreich Ring, opened in 1970. 10 corners. Doesn't sound a lot, but don't let it fool you. It's not the easiest track in the world. So, it's one-shot qualifying, so while these guys are getting a lap in, I will introduce the co-com for the evening. It is none other than a Tier 1 driver. He's been on comms before, did a really great job. Let's replicate tonight. It's of course Stefan, also known as LRL. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Simber, and good evening to everyone. Yeah, thanks for retaining me as a commentator. It was a lot of fun last time, and I hope today will be the same again.
I'm pretty sure it will. We've got plenty of laps to get the action in. And while he's on a lap, we do have a driver com for the evening as well. He'll probably only get a couple of words out of him while he's concentrating. It's of course Mark Hodgson.
Good evening, good evening. Luckily I just finished the middle sector, doing okay, alright lap.
Yeah, we're trying to delay a little bit over watching where Ant is. But we're like, you'll be in similar points, so I don't want to distract you in the middle sector.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take that.
Ziad on pole, 104.693, that's an impressive lap.
Yeah.
Good evening, Ant. Nice to see you in the YouTube. I guess you finished your lap then. Let's get the link shared. I do apologise for the awful naming. I wasn't ready. Called the race to start, so I'll change that later.
But yes, good evening, gentlemen. Nice to join you now. I can talk very briefly. Yeah, this is going to be a very long race, 71 laps, and it's going to be interesting. Different strategies. I can reveal there is a threat of rain late in the race as well.
Ooh, that'll spice it up. Well, let's have a quick run through the grid. So we've got Ziad on pole, Saviour in second, Chris Bailey third, Anton fourth, Teabag fifth. That's an impressive lap. Sixth for yourself, Mr. Hodgson. Seventh for G-Star, eighth for Scottish Ninja, another impressive lap. Lorpy ninth, Rob Smith 10th, Smith 11th, Geke 12th, Neil 13th, Richie 14th, Woomax 15th, Kid Dynamite was 16th, and we've just cut off so I can't get everybody else, and good evening Mandy. Always supporting us on YouTube, and of course the stewarding and everything else you do for the league. Probably one of the most committed people that doesn't even race for us. So what we're thinking strategy wise, how is it looking for the tyres?
I think some people may try a one stop. The two stop is available as well. Mediums and softs, a good little mix in there. So it's going to be an interesting one to see what people choose, and you know, ever threat of safety cars, the threat of rain. I mean, according to my map, my session forecast, it potentially will hit literally the last. I'm talking 2 to 3 laps potentially. Whether it does or not isn't. I can't remember if this is set to perfect or
it is set to perfect.
Oh, fun and games.
Just to brighten up your evening.
Yes, thanks for that.
And obviously if there's safety cars it could delay it as well. We should be
not a good side.
Should be away on the formation lap. Everybody trying to get the tyres nicely warmed up, so let's have a quick look at what we've got. So we have 2 soft runners, that's Ant and Bit, in 4th and 18th positions respectively. Everyone else has gone the mediums. So
yeah, I think the 2 stop is the way to go around here at the moment. As long as we have no heroics into turn 1. Turn 1 and turn 3, because turn 2 is technically non-existent, but it is there. As long as we kind of have... the tricky corners on the opening lap usually calms down by turn 4. So it's going to be an interesting start.
Certainly is. just looking at Mr. Genie's weekly briefing, the fastest strategy is medium to hard. If you're sticking with a one-stop, medium to soft, soft to medium and soft to hard are only 2 seconds slower. And the two-stop strategy, medium, medium, soft, is only 6 seconds slower. This is over a 50% race, so obviously we'll double it, but that's not a massive gap. I mean, what, 12 seconds over 100% distance is nothing, really.
No, it's not. Anything can happen at that point.
A
Stefan,
safety
what
car.
are you thinking for... What would, you're a very experienced Tier 1 driver yourself, very, obviously one of the top guys. What would you be thinking in this instant?
It's a good question. For me, it showed on the screen that even a 4-stop is possible in a 100% race. But I am not surprised that no one went for the hards. Maybe someone at the back, but I really think the soft and the medium tires, those are the ones that we're going to see the most in this race. So yeah, I guess most people would try a pit stop, and I would have done the same.
That's a good insight, thank you, Stefan. So just waiting for the last few to line up, and it looks like we're about to go racing. That's 5 red lights, and it's go. Hopefully. Yep, we're away. Great start from Bailey. He's alongside Xavier into turn 1 already. Oh, it's very hard to go too wide in there. Let's have a quick look further back. Everybody else seems to be getting through quite nicely, actually.
Yeah, I thought that was actually quite nice and clean there. Well, it was from my point of view.
It seems to be a pretty good start, actually. I mean, call me very impressed with at turn 3, and nobody seems to be missing any carbon fibre.
I think we've seen much worse on this track. I'm surprised, yeah.
Very, very good start from the boys there. Oh, it's 71 laps. You don't want to be trying to blow your race on the first lap, that's for sure.
At the back of the grid it got a bit bumpy in turn 1, but that happens when you go for wide, but I think everyone seems to be without any damage.
Yeah, it looks like it. Definitely one of the better starts we've seen this season. Obviously new game, everybody's adjusting. This game does seem to promote a very send it sort of style, which unfortunately leads to a lot of collisions. But now everybody's adjusting. Hopefully we're getting away from that, and because obviously your braking is completely different, especially with Rob Smith's just had a bit of an issue at turn 1. Probably got a little bit too much sausage there. That sausage curb is an absolute killer. Rich is out. He's gone straight on at turn 3.
How did he end up there?
I'm guessing just missed the brakes. He was a bit of a last minute draft. I'm assuming he's not really practiced.
That's very strange. Maybe there was a technical issue, I'm not sure.
I'm sure he'll let me know. But safety car. Have we got any?
I just took a look at the position changes, and the top 10 are basically unchanged.
Let's put that up on screen for everybody at home to have a look at. Although what a start from Bit. He's up 8 positions. Definitely a big winner there. RFC Danny up 6.
Yeah.
Kid Dynamite up 4. Why is it not 14? I mean, he loves the last to first challenge. Quite surprised he's not at the top already. Unfortunately, the biggest loser at the moment being Rob Smith, but this safety car will at least help him catch up. Just seeing what we've got. We don't happen to have a comms thing for this with the faxing, do we, Mr. Hodgson?
Oh, I may have forgotten to share it in time, but it's not on the shared drive. I do apologise. I did mean
No
to share
worries.
it and totally have forgotten this week. It's been a manic week.
Oh well, not a problem. We
Sorry
shall.
about that.
I'll Google and see what facts we can find.
I'm sure there are plenty. I think it was quite even at the top through the first opening lap. G-Star got me on the outside of turn 3. Good move. Tried to get him back on the second lap just before the safety car kicked in, and there was a bit of locking up and a lot of tyre smoke, and I kind of lost my bearings a little bit. So yeah, that's my race so far.
It is pretty brutal on the smoke in this game.
Yeah, it is.
Someone locks up and it's like you get a face full of it and you can't see anything.
Yeah, there were 2 ahead of me. G-Star was 1, went defensive into turn 3, and then there was somebody ahead of him. I don't know if it was T-Bag, who also locked up. And yeah, I just got a complete face full right on the apex as well, so I couldn't see a thing of where to try to potential switch back on G-Star. But he does have good traction. I've noticed that.
It's a lot of practice with no assists, I'm assuming.
Well, yeah.
Because like for
Very quick driver.
me and yourself, we're recently started with the no traction, so I reckon we're still a little bit cautious in the traction zones.
Oh, I certainly am. I've not had a good season so far with that.
Whereas these guys, like, we know Chris Bailey's been doing it over 10 years. He can pretty much nail the throttle on a corner and he knows when it's going to stick and when it's not. Whereas we're a bit tentative, going, will it stick, will it stick, will it stick, will it stick? Oh, no, it didn't.
Yeah, pretty much. Even in 5th gear, there's many times we just, it doesn't stick.
Safety car in this lap.
Already. Good. Right, I'll let you back up.
That's what we like. And a question for people at home. Pop your answers in the YouTube and we'll come back to it possibly at the next safety car. But who holds the lap record at this track? That's something to keep you all busy for the next few laps. Hopefully a lot of laps. We don't want to see too many safety cars tonight. So Ziad, de facto safety car, just coming up to turn 9 at the moment. Where's he going to plant it? So I'm surprised he hasn't gone already, because coming out of the last corner he's a little bit predictable. And he's gone. And I think it was a bit too predictable and he didn't really catch anyone out with that one. That's status quo, and we are off again. You seen anything there, Stefan?
No, it seems to be a very uneventful restart, but now maybe in turn 3. No, doesn't look like that. They are all very cautious at the beginning.
Well, I'd rather see
It's
cautious.
understandable. It's a 100% race, so you don't want to risk everything in the first few laps. Now a bit perhaps past Loppy. Now he's already gained 9 places.
Well, it's good to see
Taking
cautious.
advantage of the soft tires.
I'd rather see cautious than Crash Bandicoot.
Yes, that's true.
Well, if you already know the answer, Mandy, if you've been Googling, then you're not allowed to answer it. Yeah, we've got Ziad Support Club in the YouTube at the moment, and good evening, Fabian, also known as Era Voice for those that aren't familiar. Biggest problem though with this track is too many DRS zones and they're all cramped together. So you overtake someone into turn 1, they get the DRS back on you and do it into turn 3, and then you're trying to fight into turn 4 to get it back again. It's just it's carnage. And unless you are a very, very quick driver, it is very hard to shake someone. I mean, you look at these top 4, they're within, what, just over a second of each other.
Yeah, it's very hard to break the DRS on this track. there are 3 DRS zones and not much more corners, so basically an endless DRS train.
Speaking of DRS, it's just been enabled, and I see Mr. Hodgson has a Scottish ninja crawling all over the back of him, who's just lost a place to bit.
He almost collected.
I think he had a little bit of a move. We had to all brake a little bit early into turn 1. I think, crikey, another face full of smoke into turn 3. So I think he got short-sighted a little bit, which has hurt him, and I got a warning for cutting turn 1 as well, so not ideal.
He's paid for it. He's lost a lot of weight to a bit, who's now gained 10 places.
Yeah, he is on the soft tyres though, so you'd expect that in these early stages, that those softs are going to be a bit quicker. So I'm expecting to see him on my rear wing very soon, especially through this grippy last sector.
I think Fabian must be on something. He's just commented in YouTube saying there's going to be an Alpine 1-2 in Tier 2. Am I being replaced for the night and I didn't know it? I mean, I've had a couple of podiums at this track, but I would say it's not my best. Not by any stretch of the imagination.
No, we're gonna see a new leader, I guess. Maybe it's putting the red.
I just missed that one. I was watching the battle of Scottish Ninja and Bit. Yeah.
Fabian got past, but yeah, maybe he can fight back now.
It's just an absolutely massive DRS train from 1st to 7th. Hodges at the back like, hang on, hang on, hang on.
That is pretty much my race right now. Yeah, hold on.
Well, you know why that is. You don't have me to mug.
You and Gav.
Well, you and Gav trying to mug me. Minding my own business heading towards turn 4 and I get Gav up my right hand side, you up my left hand side, and somehow we managed to go from halfway down the straight through to turn 7 3 wide without anybody crashing.
Good fun.
Fabian says, now Mark, my crystal ball says that you will win and I will be second. More chance of it being the other way around.
Oh no.
Although I'm going to try and get some practice in this weekend because I haven't actually turned a wheel on this track yet. Unless it appeared in story mode.
Oh, I've just seen who's behind me. Oh, for goodness sake.
I just wanted to say, like, 2 laps ago he was, he was in 12th place. So kid is now in 8th place already. Didn't see him progressing so fast through the field, but...
I mean,
yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
He's gonna get bigger in your mirror, Mark.
Oh, thanks.
It's Kid Dynamite, he always appears big.
He does.
You know, I kind of hope Fabian's crystal ball is correct. I mean, apparently it predicted that Martin would win Baku and it happened. And I'd love to get a win in Tier 2. Because I've been close a few times and it's just not happened, so I would love to get a win. But I think there's more chance of him winning it. But as long as we pick up good points, that's all good. 23 people watching. Have we got any likes? There's a good question. No likes? 23 of you? Come on, what's going on?
Should be 20.
Oh, we've got one. Oh, it's dropped down to 15 watching now. But still, only one like. Come on, we should be at about 10. Like, subscribe. Put the notifications on. We're going to play tactical, are we, Fabian? You give me a toe, I'll give you a toe. Sounds like fun, but a nightmare to coordinate. So let's have a look. Position changes. So the biggest winners currently are Kid Dynamite, Bit and RFC Danny, up 8 places each. Oh, now the watchers are really letting themselves down because the only person that's actually liked is Mandy, who likes every stream. Come on, people. You're getting free Friday night entertainment here.
Another change for the lead.
Yep, save you back into the lead.
Yeah. They're really playing it tactical now. I mean, you know, you cannot break the DRS, but you're rather trying to stay in the train and save your ERS.
Oh, I know full well it's very hard to break a train here. For reference, see Season 5, Tier 3. It got renamed the McLaren Grand Prix. I think Hodge probably knows which one I mean.
I can't remember what I did yesterday, mate.
Me and Ryan constantly switching positions.
Oh, that was a good race.
It was carnage to watch.
Oh, look who was on my rear wing, for goodness sake.
Speaking of which, let's go have a look at Mr. Dynamite. Go on board with him on the run to turn 3. If he's sensible, he'll wait till turn 4 for the overtake if he's going to make it. Oh, he's coming up the inside though.
Saw him.
Oh, that was nice and clean actually. He almost just off the apex, and obviously you saw him, good awareness from yourself. Actually worked out as a really nice move between the pair of you.
Yeah, he is clean as kid. So I did see him coming.
Yeah, I do kind of agree, Ryan. Let's not go back to that race. That was carnage, and we just killed each other by constantly switching positions, going there. No, you go. No, you go. No, you go. We needed a plan before that. Still maintain one of the best teammates anyone can have, though.
Excuse me, what?
I said one of.
To be fair, this is a bit of a reunion. I've had both of you as teammates, so yeah, it's a good little reunion going on here.
Both of us in McLaren, I believe, as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely did, Ryan. We got the constructors, we deserved it. And it was my first of 3.
Unfortunately, I let LRL's Mr. Stefan down, I think, with my first appearance in Tier 1 a few seasons ago. We didn't have the best of seasons, but...
No, you didn't know. Who said that?
Me.
Tier 1 is really, really hard.
It really is.
I mean...
As I'm finding out again.
Yourself is a prime example. You won the Tier 2 championship 2 seasons in a row. And you're mid-pack at best in Tier 1. That just shows the pace difference between Tier 2 and Tier 1.
Yeah.
And Tier 2 is probably the...
As well, as you say, learning the no assists, the no traction has really cost me a lot this season.
Yeah, I still swear it cost me a win in Canada. When I found the Connor bottle at the hairpin. Daft thing was I wasn't even pushing properly. I got too distracted by the car behind me and braked just a little bit too early and clipped the curb and the grass. So when I put the power down, it just sent me back end going.
Oh no, that clip is coming.
So, weather update. Potential rain in 15 minutes. Oh, good move from Dynamite there. He lined me up very well.
Well, it proves you can go 2 wide through the middle sector quite easily. Apparently you can go 3 wide. At least 2 of us in this conversation can testify. Unfortunately the third wheel isn't here tonight. Hopefully he's watching though. We've got a bit of a field spread though. So first to 8th are glued to each other's gearboxes.
Yeah.
Couple of seconds gap to Scottish Ninja, and then the gaps start to kick in with 4 seconds back to Bit. Another 3 back to Danny, who's about to be overtaken by Lorpy into turn 3. Neil's pretty close, then Rob's 5 seconds behind. Womax is the surprising one. He's 12 seconds back off Geki in 17th. Has he pitted? No.
Oh my goodness me.
You're not getting mugged, are
That's
you?
off to T-Bag. That was a lot of too wide through the second sector. That wasn't fun.
I wonder if he's listening to the stream and going, oh, we can go 3 wide. We could definitely go 2 wide.
That was scary.
Thing is, if you get two or 3 good drivers, you can go multiple cars wide. But
yeah, there was a lot of space left, so it was good fun racing. I actually enjoyed it. I was on the marbles, so I didn't enjoy it.
There's got to be a lot of awareness involved in it.
There's like there was contact between him and Seat on the exit of the entry.
Oh, never good.
Oh no! Oh my God! Look at this. They're going forward. They won't do this.
Nearly 4 people into turn 4. Are they all going to make it out in one piece? Yep, Ziad steals the lead. Chris Bailey round the outside of G-Star into turn 6. What a move that was.
I'm wondering if Fabian has damage.
I can't see anything, so it's nothing visible.
Oh, no, I don't think he has. It would have been Ziad. It's still, but I think they're alright.
Ziad seems to be alright as well.
It's very interesting to look at the differences in the ERS that the guys in the top 8 have remaining. There are quite some big gaps, so I think we're going to see more and more overtakes now in the next few laps.
Well, I can guess one person that probably has none, and the flashing from the back of his car just confirms my suspicion. Mr. Bailey.
Oh yeah.
Absolute ERS hog that guy is.
Can't get enough of it. Oh! Was sliding again.
Is he going to get a Is he going to make this stick alongside Saviour? Ooh, it's tight, but it's working. Minor contact, a little bit of rubbing, nothing major. Nobody's crashed or spun off or anything. Looks like he's let Saviour go though. Or Saviour just got a far better exit coming out of 7 and 8. It's definitely. I mean, you've got your top 9 within probably a couple of seconds of each other. Yeah, 2 seconds covers the top 9. That is absolutely crazy racing. But as long as it stays clean, it's great to watch. Mr. Bailey needs to learn to harvest his ERS.
Oh, that was a big contact. Be back. I think they're alright.
Hang on, why is T-Bag down in 9th? Did he get mugged or something? Because he was up in like 4th or 5th at one point.
Yeah, he dropped back a little bit.
He's now got Scottish Ninja past him, who is crawling all over the gearbox of Mr. Hodgson.
Yeah, I think I got tapped into tier 3, into turn 3. I don't know who by, and then so it's cost me to lose a lot of ground, and now I've got Grant all over the back of me.
I'm praying he has a good race tonight. We need to keep his morale up. Because he can be a very good driver. He ends up in silly incidents for sometimes not his fault, sometimes his fault. We all make mistakes, but we've just got to learn from them and bounce back. Sorry, what were you saying, Stefan?
A kid is fighting with Antonina. He's actually
I think
top 5.
I think he's mugged him. You can always count on Kid from coming from near the back to near the front.
Yeah.
I mean, We're lucky it's not Silverstone. Just ask Jay Sarge how quick he is round Silverstone. He's probably going to hate me for saying that. Smith's out!
Oh, there is a...
Exit of turn 4, he's gone into the wall by the looks of it.
I wonder if there was contact,
Yeah.
maybe.
He's
That's
out of it.
typical.
So we're back to a safety car. So YouTube chat. I'm not seeing any comments about who holds the lap record. Anybody want to have a guess? What about you, Stefan? Do you want to take a guess at it?
Oh, the lap record. Was it Bottas?
It was not.
Oh.
And it wasn't Norris either, Ant.
Well, I have no idea, to be honest.
I'm going to say it's probably either Max or Lewis.
Neither.
Ah, Kimi?
Correct. It was Kimi Räikkönen from 2018.
Wow. So ETA for rain is approximately 10 minutes time.
That could really spice things up. I think if that's true, anybody that's got tyres that will last is probably better sticking with them. I mean, Ziad's pitted, and that's going to bring him back out in like 9th position. He won't drop
I
it.
had the option of pitting for softs. It gave me that extra strategy, which I decided to avoid. It was a bit kind, jumping turn 3, everyone's slowing behind the safety car. Yeah, I had the option of also pitting, decided against it, just to kind of do exactly that. I think I'm going through a graining phase in the tyres. I've lost a little bit of grip and I lost a bit of time to the guys ahead in the last lap or two, and I had to defend like crazy with Grant. So hopefully they'll hold out for the next couple of laps.
Hopefully, because if you're only a few laps away from safety car, you don't want to be jumping in too quick, really.
And it's getting darker.
Certainly is.
Okay, another question. Who holds the record for the most wins at this track?
Oof.
Not me.
I'll second that one. I don't think I've ever won here.
I don't think I have either, to be fair.
Good question.
I don't remember Lewis winning here a lot.
It's
I think
not,
Schumacher.
and it's not Schumacher. He's only won here twice.
I think Max has done quite well here a few times. I don't know if he's got the record. He's been racing here on and off for quite a lot of years. I know there was a break in the race being here.
And LRL is correct in the fact Lewis hasn't won here much. He's only won here once in 2016. So it's clearly...
Yes, that was. I remember that race. That was with. There was a collision with Rosberg. Rosberg went into him at turn 3 and broke his wing and a lot of damage. And then Lewis went on to win.
So let's have some more guesses then. Anybody else? Mandy, stop reading all the facts. Spoils the fun. I mean, I'll give you a clue. The record is only 4 wins. Then there's 2 drivers with 3 wins and 6 drivers with 2 wins. The only repeat winners. So it seems to be a track a lot of people just win once at. Any guess from you guys before we go racing again?
I'll still go with Max.
Correct.
There you go.
2018, 2019, 2021 and 2023. Sabi's now the de facto safety car. Where's he going to go? I think he's also waiting for the last corner, which means he's predictable for Mr. Bailey behind him as well, who's probably going to be absolutely hammering that ERS button right now. 3-second time penalty for Biff. Well, only 2 drivers with any penalty at the moment. Ryan Alan Prost is one of the people with 2 wins. No, 3 wins, sorry. He holds that joint record with Joe Siffert. Although I believe Joe didn't race this particular track, it was a different track. So looks like you didn't have the best restart, Mark. Been dropped a little bit, but sometimes that's not always a bad thing, as long as you can be back in DRS before it kicks in. Let's keep an eye on Ziad, his 9th position, fresh set of mediums. He's going to have to get some work done, especially if the rain's going to come.
Oh, Chris, run right, that was a warning for sure.
Ah, blow hole, don't blow it. And another tip, Chris, if we get a late safety car, pit. Oh, Biff's out. That looks like pit lane actually.
Yeah.
So no safety car coming from it. Ziad has just got teabag into turn 3.
Oh, Chris going for the lead.
He's all over the, he's going to get Scottish into turn 4. Keep it clean, boys. A little bit of rubbing his racing is fine, but let's go back to Chris and Saviour. I mean, these two are absolutely inseparable.
Yes, but Chris has already used a lot of his ERS again.
That does not surprise me. The guy just hogs it.
He loves his DRS for sure. Again, a bit wide on the turf, that was a warning.
It could possibly be. DRS now enabled. He'll have the DRS on the run to turn 3. But can he do anything about it before he runs out of ERS? Problem is, if he runs out of ERS, there's nothing to defend with. He's going for the outside at 3. Sticks behind. Can he get a good exit though and make it work into 4?
Nice rotation.
It really was. Saviour's gone defensive. He'll have to go around the outside if he wants to make this stick. Who can break the latest? Yeah.
Oh, he was a bit late on the brakes.
Just ran himself a little bit wide. It was almost a brilliant move. But he won't give up. He will be back. Let's have a quick look at Kid Dynamite crawling all over the back of G-Star, giving him a hard time. Although the top 3 is currently championship order. Saviour, Chris, G-Star.
Yeah, so my tier 1 friends with Kid and Anthony and Rhea up front.
In fact, the top 4 is championship order. Saviour, Chris, G-Star, Kid.
Yes, they are actually.
If Bit was between Kid and Ant, we would have the top 6.
Oh, there was a move on the brakes there.
Kid really does not mess about, does he? Most people see him coming in your rear view mirror and are like, scared.
Oh, he sends it. Oh, he leaves him space.
Great move.
Well done. Okay. Can't say anything else. That was a great move. Very, very brave, but he made it stick.
I wonder if he's actually practiced for this race this week, because a lot of the time he jumps on, has about 3 laps on TT and has to race.
That sounds familiar.
But he's known.
Most of the time.
He's known for what? Nearly 2 weeks that he's racing this, because I was daft and put the check-in up on the week we were actually off. completely mixed up my days. I'm like, oh no.
Oh, bad exit from Chris.
Ooh,
Now,
that's just give Kid the run into turn 3, but he's gonna have the tight apex, which isn't always good. It could give Chris the switcheroo, but it didn't. It braked a little bit too late, and it's give G-Star a run on Chris Bailey. No, nothing happening there. Ziad back up to 5th position already.
oh yeah.
He is making the most of these
rain
fresh
is not
tyres.
coming, he has he made the right choice, and he's got much more grip. You can see that.
That is the problem. If the rain appears, has he made the wrong choice?
I mean, it won't happen it won't be time for Inters in the next lap, so he still has the chance to come back to the top.
Is he going to put a move on? No, he's backed out of that one. Too wide into turn 1 doesn't often work.
Oh, no.
Danny's out, but that's another pit lane.
Yeah, pit lane, yeah.
That's all but one Scottish boy gone. We started with 4, we're down to 1.
Oh, Kid and Chris and G-Star have used their ERS by now.
Ziad is looking very, very racy. He's going to be on the inside of Chris into turn 4. Chris squeezes him a little bit, leaves him enough space. Who's going to get the run into turn 6?
Kid.
Yeah, I think it's Chris.
Oh,
Oh, they're still side by side. Into 7.
no,
And Ziad takes him into 8. What a move that was. I was expecting that to happen into 9.
Oh, Kids were right. White.
Oh no, Mark. 3-second penalty.
Yeah, I'm losing a lot of grip, losing a lot of time at the moment.
29 laps in though. The tyres ain't going to be feeling
Oh,
good.
there's
Oh,
a safety
Ziad's
car.
just lost it. Turn
He's
1
out.
and he's out. Safety car.
Oh my god.
I think he just
He
got
was
a
on
bit
his
too
way to the lead.
handy with the sausage curb, and bye bye. That's good night. Vienna. Easily done. I mean, I know when I start putting laps in, I will spin at turn 1 quite a few times in practice. I always do. So, what's the weather report?
Dry tyres seem like the best at the moment. That doesn't help, but there is spots of rain!
Let's jump on
There
board
are
with,
spots.
Yes, there is.
jump on board with Mr. Saviour. Not seeing
Now
him
that's
yet.
Interesting. We have a safety
Oh,
car.
now I'm seeing him. I wonder if people are
Coming
just going
in.
to pit for the Inters anyway. Because by the time the safety car actually comes in,
Kid staying out.
Saviour, G-Star, Chris Bailey, all pitted, Bit pitted, Anton pitted, Hodgie pitted,
Everyone
Ninja pitted. Nearly everybody but Kid is pitting. And Saviour has gone for the Inters. Oh, bit of a double stack there. Whose race has that caused issues for?
Now
It was
that
Bit.
is-
Oh, Bit got double stacked behind G-Star there. That's not good for his race. So Kid Dynamite and Neil have stayed out and have taken the first 2 positions. Saviour will be in P3 on a fresh set of Inters, and this rain is getting heavier. I wonder if the top 2 have made a bad call here.
They could have.
I
But
mean-
at the same time, it's not.
It's
wet
not
enough
heavy enough
for
yet,
cars.
but by the time the field bunches and the safety car comes in, I don't think we're going to be far off.
Yeah.
And under safety
you know
car,
something?
you could take it easy and preserve the tyres a little bit. So it's in effect a free pit stop.
That's true, but it can happen that it's raining for several laps, but it's not. It's just not getting wet enough for the Inters, and and he's done the right thing, but it's very risky. And we need to hope that he will get at least 3-4 laps after the safety car before it.
Neil's pitting.
No.
I reckon he's going for the Inter, so it's literally just going to be Chris Kid Dynamite.
I mean, now he's committed.
Oh, Geki is still on the softs, but he's just coming round to the pit. Neil's gone on the mediums.
He's still catching up, so.
And having a new front wing. Okay, so we've got Kid on 30 lap mediums, Neil on brand new hards, Geki on 3 lap softs, everybody else is on 1 lap inters, which are fresh. Really
like
depends. Those on inters are going to be praying that this rain gets heavier. We've got some support for Chris Bailey in the chat from Blotty. She says, go on Chris Bailey. Good evening, nice to see you. Leave us a like, subscribe if you're not already. We have plenty of races in the week.
I have a feeling that the safety car may come in this lap, and it is not wet enough. Yeah, there it is.
It's not wet enough yet. Let's have a look.
Well, that is interesting now.
We're up to 5 likes. I'd like to see 10.
Yeah, it does help us, it does help MRC as the league to get our name out there, and so please do leave a like in the comments as well. Everyone who's watching.
I mean, this rain
My hands are a little bit tired at the moment.
Does seem to be getting heavier.
It's steady.
Okay, going.
Yeah, Kid's gone earlier, went before turn 9. He's dropped Sabia a little bit, but obviously Sabia's going to be struggling with these inters at the moment. And if this rain kicks in properly in the next couple of laps, it'd be a genius strategy call. At the moment, Kid's just dancing himself away. Chris is all over the back of G-Star going into turn 3. He's going to have to take the outside line if he wants to make that happen.
Bumpy.
G-Star had him covered there.
Yeah, so the dry tires seem to be faster, but not by much, I have to say.
No, it's not a lot, is it?
I'm also looking at the back at Geki and Neil, how much progress they can make, but so far it's not. They are faster than the cars ahead, but not by much.
Chris has made it work into turn 1 though. There's definitely not a lot between inters and dries now, because Sabia is actually catching up to Kid. I don't think we're very far away from it turning wet.
We are not. We have started to see some light puddles on the track.
It's just how much of these inters guys are going to take out the tyres while it gets wet enough. That could hamper them later on. But through the middle sector, Saviour is actually quicker than Kid at the moment.
Yes, now Saviour's catching up, yeah.
Although I think he's used all his ERS doing it because he's flashing like crazy. DRS has been enabled.
I think everyone's light is flashing now with the rain. But still there's one guy who has almost not, with not much ERS left already. And guess who it is?
Well, I know Saviour's very low, and I'm guessing Chris Bailey hasn't got a lot either.
Yes, but now Alex is going for it.
If he gets enough traction, he will make that stick, and he has! What a mover that was.
Oh, I think it's time to pit.
Yeah, the middle sector is very, very damp. I'm just on board with Saviour at the moment, and that middle sector looks treacherous.
I can confirm it is extremely slippery.
But kids staying out.
Well, it's still drivable on dry tires. And when I look at Neil and Gexty, they are doing alright.
I think we're almost at the crossover though.
Yes, but we also have to remember that kids' tires are very old as well.
So it is selling me potentially for the 10 minutes more of this rain, and it may clear up again.
10 minutes, that's going to give us probably what? Another 8 laps?
Possibly.
8 to 9 laps, because it is pretty short laps here. The thing is, I don't think Kid can hold out that long, because he needs to pit soon anyway on them tyres. Oh, I see a purple car in the gravel.
Yeah, car did not want to stop then.
Chris is now past Kid and absolutely dropping him now as well.
They still have DRS.
It's the middle sector where the issue is. That middle sector looks treacherous. The other two don't look too bad.
Yeah, that's
Let's take an onboard lap with Mr. Bailey and we'll see how bad it actually is.
Oh, he goes much later on the brakes than hit.
It's definitely getting worse. I don't think it's going to last much longer before they have to pit.
But if it's true that it's gonna end very soon, it might be able to stay out.
Puts them all on a pretty even playing field because Kid needs to pit anyway and these guys will have to pit to get rid of the inters.
Yeah.
So as long as Kid doesn't lose too much, he can probably stick it out and make it work as long as it don't get too heavy for him. Doesn't look the most fun out there, that's for sure.
Amen to that.
It's always worse when it's at the crossover point because the dries are very slippy, the inters are very slippy and overheating because they're not getting enough cooling. It's about the worst point to be on a race. It's when you're begging it just to rain that a little bit more so you can put the inters on and just properly go for it.
Oh, Scottish Ninja, I think it as well. Yeah.
Yeah, Kid is getting really mugged here.
But now he's kind of committed staying out because he just missed the...
Interestingly though, everybody seems to have the rain light on.
And Loppy is putting on new medium tires. Just as feedback. I didn't notice.
They certainly are. It's like they know something we don't know.
Well, I've got a hold of 10 minutes, so it's going to get worse before it gets better.
Well, you know it's getting worse when everybody has got the rain light flashing, including Kid Dynamite.
Yeah, there's a lot of spray now. Or a lot more spray, I should say. But the DRS has not been disabled, which is very strange. I thought it would have done by now.
Yeah, that's normally your clue that you need to pit. I mean, Kid's about to get mugged by Rob Smith. He's just been, in 2 laps, he's been mugged by 2 tier 3s. What universe are we in at the moment?
Oh, come on.
It's not the Kid mugging the tier 1's, not the tier 3's mugging Kid. Now Carl's found his way past Kid. Ooh! And a stray Hodgie jumps his way through as well, and Ant.
Yeah, I heard some contact between them. I'm not sure what happened there.
I think Kid had got a little bit slidey when Bit went past, and then I think you had a little bit of contact with him as well, but it wasn't really anybody's fault.
No, I didn't. I just tried to get through. Wow, that's slippery.
And now the Kid is coming in.
Let's have a quick look what he's putting on. If it's the inters, it confirms that we are on the definitely on the crossover. Let's have a look. What's he getting? Softs.
I mean, why not? To be honest, if the rain is not getting heavier and it will stop soon, you could do this basically. And also, he will be much faster than he was on his old worn medium tires.
Let's get to a timing sector. He's 31 seconds behind Sabia.
The rain, it does seem to, well, at some points of the track it was easing up.
So now it's
DRS has now been disabled, interestingly. Just as you're saying, it looks like it's clearing up at certain points. They've disabled the DRS.
Feels like it's getting brighter.
Very interesting. I'm just going to leave it on gap to leader and see what Kid Dynamite's time is like. He seems to be gaining a little bit on the softs. In fact, he is gaining. He's gained about 3/10 through the middle sector, which looked to be the worst of the three. Probably because it's the only one with proper corners, the rest are just straights. Yeah, it does look like the softs are actually the tyre to be on at the moment. So these guys on inters are going to have to really put the foot down, make the most of them while they've got them, because they are going to have to pit again. You seen anything going on there, Stefan?
I'm watching the battle at the front at the moment. Prix caught up a little bit with Xavier, but of course without the DRS it's not that easy to pass anymore.
Yeah, it kind of stagnates the race a little bit. You're sort of waiting for a mistake from another driver before you can actually do anything.
Oh, there's a
Is that
because
Geke's
in the wall?
Yeah, no front wing.
That one.
No front wing, yeah.
Lopey's out. Final corner, he's lost it by the looks of it.
No, is it? Yeah, it's in the final corner, and we have a safety car.
This is where I would expect people to start pitting for softs, to be honest. Although
I still personally think it's too wet for that. It's still raining. The inters are very slippery. So it'll be a gamble. If somebody does, I think there's somebody on the front tyres. That's going to be interesting.
Sabier's in, G-Star's in. See, the problem is now, if it dries up very quickly, Kid is going to be right on the back of the pack with a major advantage. You've lost basically your time gap to him. The pit lane
Saviour's put the mediums on.
The pit lane looks absolutely treacherous though. And it's not the easiest of pit exits here either. I don't know about you guys, but I've certainly been in that wall before.
Yeah, many times.
I think one of the first times I ever tried no ABS was on this track, and I actually locked up and went straight on into the wall. Interestingly, Neil's just put fresh inters on.
Wow.
It's strange. It's something that the game never used to do. Was kind of, well, I feel, I could be completely wrong and just seeing things, is that I feel like it's wetter in certain parts than others, and it's raining more in certain parts than others. So around the end of the lap... Oh, hang on. Ooh, apparently it says puddles are clearing, even though it's still raining. But it says the inters are still probably the best tyre. That's interesting. If Scottish seems to go straight on a little bit. Takes a bit of next. I was going to say grass cut, but that's gravel. So it's certainly an interesting one where there is spray. It is slippery.
But it's again...
and now it's told me that it's going to be back to dry soon. So a few drivers will pit. Rob Smith has done that. But it's still raining.
It is borderline crossover point again.
Yeah, I think you're right. Oh well.
The thing is, if you're on the inters and stuck in the pack, you're committed now. Or you pretty much go into the back of the field. So while you've got the bit of damp that you can have, I think it's probably better to stick on the inters, try and build a little bit of a gap. Let them all squirm around at the back on the dry tyres and then pit. I don't know what you think there.
If it stops, if the safety car comes in... Sorry, Stefan, you were saying?
No, I'm also wondering a lot what I would do if I was racing right now, because this is really a very difficult situation right now. Something that rarely happens in the game. I have absolutely no idea, or at least I'm not sure what's the best call at the moment.
I mean, this game is very weird. Look at Canada Tier 3. It was wet and it forced us to start on mediums. Or softs, hards.
Yeah.
We had no option of inters. So them opening couple of laps were very dicey, I must admit. I mean, being a new person to no traction, I was squirming all over the place. At least these guys have been doing it for a while, so they're at least experienced on how to do it. I haven't had a lot of wet races.
I remember my first league race without traction control was in full wet conditions, and I did not practice that, of course, so I was very scared before the start.
The first time I ever tried a full no assist race was actually at this track, and it was absolutely soaking. It was full wets whole race. I think I finished like a lap down in last position.
But it's learning by doing, so...
I need to practice a lot more, because I do want to go fully no assists for probably season 13.
Oh, that's ambition.
I mean, I'm almost there with the no traction, so I want another season of doing that. Hopefully try and be in the title fight next season, and then after that look at going no ABS when I'm really comfortable with the no traction.
Yeah.
Rather than throwing myself into it straight away. I've tried that a couple of times and it usually ends up in tears in a wall with no front wing.
Yeah, you need to have patience when you're committed to do this.
I mean, I had no choice with the no traction originally with racing tier 1, but even though I've dropped back to tier 2, I'm sticking with it.
Of course, yeah, and this league is something different at times. But anyway, Chris is going again.
Chris has gone.
Thought it India mapping a little bit. But I think he got slowed down. He went too early.
I think he did go too early because he's lost a couple of tenths there.
Yeah.
Although
what can Xavier do?
It doesn't overly matter for Scottish Ninja. His next person that's challenging him really is down in 8th position, so even if he gets mugged off by Ant, Mark, Carl, Xavier and G-Star, it doesn't really matter to him. I mean,
The rain really has to come last, I think.
It has. I'm just on board with Scottish
Xavier
Ninja
right now, and he's keeping up with the top 5.
It's actually looking like dries are probably the best option at the moment. It'll be a little bit squirmy, but you can make it work. So I think those that have gone for dries under that safety car have pulled a good move there.
I think it stopped. I think it drives. Seems to be at least as fast as the Inter. Oh yes, Xavier's pushing.
He's always pushing. 3-second time penalty for Neil. Have a quick look at the penalties, but it's very low tonight. Geke, Neil, Mark and Scottish Ninja all with 3 seconds apiece. Nobody else has got anything.
Yeah, interesting. This is a track where it's very likely to get a time penalty so far. The guys are doing great to keep it on track.
Well, I mean, if you look,
they're doing better than the real life F1 drivers so far.
yeah, I mean, I was just going to mention that if you look at the real life F1 drivers, how many invalidated laps did we get at this track? Well, I think it was 100 and something.
Yes. And how the field got a time penalty.
Well, Esteban Ocon, that's probably still serving his penalty now.
In MRC would have been disqualified. Oh, and they are pitting.
Yep, they certainly are.
Right.
I mean, the way Xavier's cutting through this field screams volumes. DRS is now enabled again.
Yeah, it got dry about turn 4, turn 5. It really started to get dry again, so definitely time to pit.
Let's have a quick look at the tyres. Yep, everybody's gone back for... Most of them have gone back for mediums.
Oh, oh! He had a bit contact with G-Star.
I thought a set of softs would have actually done you right from here.
Probably. Better be safe than sorry.
True. I suppose the mediums are going to have the longevity. T-Bag's just got a 3-second penalty for corner cutting, and he's currently in the gravel at turn 4.
I think he completely missed the braking point. I was on Kid Dynamite and he opened the steering and wondered what was going on. There was just a car coming out of nowhere.
So Geke is
missed the braking point.
currently in the lead for the No, Rob Smith is in the lead for the challengers, with Geke in second.
And suddenly we have Bumax in 4th place. He wasn't really a factor in this race so far, but now he's up front.
And Chris Bailey down in 8th, but he has taken the softs in the hope that he can power his way through to get some positions back. T-Bag is literally pushing Geke around this track at the moment.
Oh, G-Star outbroke himself. That will cost him the lead.
It certainly will. It looks like Xavier's got his way through.
He's got the DRS, they will do it. Practice will keep try to... Oh! Wow, that was really close. He almost ran into the back of...
Xavier got a little squirrely on the exit as well, but he's managed to make it work. And Kid, as ever, is not very far away. He's the next one that's going to want to go at G-Star. Rest of the field is pretty spread apart from the top 4.
Yeah, the pit stops have shaken up the order a lot. But remember, we have the guys at the back there will close the gap because they are on fresh tires now.
Yeah, I mean, Chris isn't making the grounds that I expected him to make. Ant's
Not
tagging
so
along with him.
far.
Maybe he's just taking it steady for a few laps. Because I don't know if it's borderline for the softs to actually last.
And again, he has got no DRS.
Typical Chris Bailey.
Like, maybe we should give him a battery for his birthday.
You know what, that's a very good plan. Oh, now he's currently got something going because he's just taken a second out of Geke.
You just need to tease the guy a little bit, and now he's...
Yeah, he's
That is
absolutely
great.
flying now. Purple sector 3.
Oh yes.
Come on, blowhole, be less AlphaTauri. Let's go back up the front, because these three have not separated. Saviour, G-Star and Kid Dynamite are within like a second of each other.
There are not many changes there. Also quite similar amount of ERS left for all three of them.
And Ant's just sat behind Chris Bailey going, well, anything you can do, I can do as well, because I'm going to tag along with you. Saviour gets past this lap, then Kid Dynamite gets past this lap. Not a lot in that. Anybody else want to take the honours? No, I was expecting possibly a Chris Bailey fastest lap there.
Oh, both G-Star and Kid thought of
Oh,
the
that
dive.
Ant's just absolutely mugged off Chris Bailey. Chris got caught up behind Geke into turn 1, and Ant just absolutely mugged him off. But Chris has got it back into turn 3 with the help of the DRS. Nice bit of driving there. Oh, Chris has just got a penalty though. 3 seconds for the warnings. Although we've seen him a few times where we've said we think he's going to get a warning for that.
Yeah, slowly the time penalties are kicking in.
Same with him, G-Star with fastest lap. These front two are not messing about.
A very similar pace up front. So I think he could do a little bit faster, but he doesn't seem to be very fast on the straight.
Teabag another 3 seconds. Let's have a quick penalty update. So 6 for Teabag, 3 for Chris Bailey, 3 for Geke, 3 for Scottish Ninja, 3 for Mark and 3 for Neil. Saviour, G-Star, Kid Dynamite, Woomax, Rob Smith, Anton and Bit are all clean currently. How many will have penalties by the end? Especially when you're working with changeable conditions, it's very, very easy to run wide and get a penalty.
Yes, exactly. All cars were a bit on the steering. And what happened? What was the yellow flag? What happened? I don't know what that was for.
Okay, Saviour, G-Star, then Kid for fastest lap.
They're really pushing each other.
Oh, Teabag's out!
Oh no.
Safety car! That's going to neutralise the field.
Oh my god. Looks like it was the pit entry.
Was it the pit entry or on track? I can't decide. Neil's pitting,
Maybe
Hodge
it
is
was
pitting.
also a long track.
So's Bit. So the back three have all pitted. Although the front lot will get their opportunity because they're not caught behind the safety car. Safety car's currently at the bogus turn 2. How we can call that a turn, I don't know. It's a kink in the road at the best.
Yeah, I hate that they call this a turn. Like,
Well, you've got one very similar in between 3 and 4. We don't call that a turn.
Exactly. Like,
It's just ridiculous. Whoever came up with that needs shooting. Let's see what the top guy's going to do. I think they're all diving for the pits.
Yeah, it makes sense to do that now. It's absolute soft tyre territory now from here to the end, and it is definitely brightening up.
Well, Chris is on 6 laps softs. Will he pit? Has he learnt from his mistakes? He's staying out. Womax has currently taken the lead. If Chris gets a shuffle on down this main straight, he could take P2. But will he have the tyres to hold it? I don't think he's not going to get it though. He's P4 after all that. Scottish Ninja's up to P7, which is the lead in the Challenger tier, so he'll be happy with that. Let's have a look what T-Bag's just put in YouTube. I was pushing too hard on the right hander, rode the curb too much and sent the rear all over the place. Tried correcting and ended up in the wall. Sorry for the safety car. Well, it happens. We all make mistakes and crash at times. Safety car's just an unfortunate part of that.
exactly, it happens. And at least it wasn't the pit entry, so...
I mean, it's not too awful, the amount of safety cars we've had for a 100% race. If it was a 50% race, we'd probably be crying by now.
Yeah, we had a lot of laps of racing, especially at the beginning. Everyone was very close, it was very clean. I mean, I didn't expect that this would be a race without any safety cars or VSCs, but it's still alright. That's the good thing about 100%, you get a bit more racing.
You certainly do.
Interesting that Womax stayed out, so we have a new leader. I wonder if that was a smart choice. So what do you think? Who do you think will be the lucky one, given everything that we've seen so far? Who will win this race? Who will be on top at the end? Who's got the pace for it?
It's very hard to look past Saviour or Kid Dynamite, to be honest.
Yes.
They're both on 1 lap softs. I would love to include Chris Bailey, but I think his 8 lap softs are going to hold him back.
Yes, and his time penalty maybe as well.
And obviously Womax is on 13 lap medium, so they're going to start to hold him back.
Yeah, I will say probably Xavier, because last time I was making jokes about him and it fired back because he said he's going to pay back on track in Spain, and then he beat me by 1,000 in quali, so I would say Xavier will win by 30.
Support for your fellow German.
Yeah.
It's got to be done.
I'll never make jokes of my fellow German again.
He's a good guy, is Saviour, to be fair.
Yes, he is.
But Womax went early about turn 9, but he has not caught Saviour napping. You need to get out of bed a lot earlier to pull one on Saviour. Who's going for it up to turn 3? He got a massive run out of turn 1. He's got the move done already. As long as he can hold it on the exit, it's a done deal.
Yeah, that was important that he...
See, that
getting past the
puts him in prime position. Oh, G-Star's now got Wumax.
there as well, yeah.
Chris and Kid really need to get a move on if they... Oh, I think Chris has just done it.
Not really fighting back, though. He knows that I've got the...
Kid's gone.
Yeah.
So the top 4 is what we'd expect. I mean, it's always these guys. Xavier, G-Star and Chris Bailey are like the Harry, Ron and Hermione of MRC. When anything happens, it's always them 3. Kid, when he races, is always up there as well.
Exactly. Kid, I mean, what
Obviously, I get it. He's got a baby Dynamite to worry about, so he can't be on the racing all the time. But once he's back full-time racing in X, which I suspect will happen, this 3-way is going to turn into a 4-way.
Yeah.
Because Chris won't... Go on.
I have to say, I had no idea he had kids. Probably because it's his name Kid, I thought, okay, he's not going to be the...
He's certainly not a kid. That's why we nicknamed him.
That's not a kid. That's not what I thought. But that's not that he's a father.
Yeah, I know he's got a baby that's probably 4 or 5 months old by now. I think he may have another kid as well.
Alright, but that's good. The future of MRC is safe.
Yeah, especially with Dean training them. Christ, they'll be coming in at age 5 and smashing tier 1.
Oh my god, no. Hopefully they won't get a wheel for their birthday.
They'll just borrow daddy's.
I raced in a league where there was a team what consists of father and son. That was quite funny.
It can be. I think it could be a good dynamic until they take each other out. Then it becomes a very bad dynamic.
Yeah, it could lead to some interesting conversations at dinner.
I mean, it's the worst thing in the world taking your teammate out. Probably even more so if that person is related to you.
Yeah.
It's like the biggest no-no in F1, you do not take your teammate out.
Yeah, and especially not your father.
Unless your father happens to be Darth Vader, then maybe it's acceptable.
Well, maybe.
Although Kid is looking very, very quick on the back of these. If he can dispatch G-Star in the next couple of laps, we're going to have an all-out mighty battle between Kid and Saviour.
Yeah, I feel like he doesn't have the straight line speed to pass them as long as they have DRS as well, so maybe he's running a bit more wings than them. I'm wondering.
It is possible. So that's sometimes the downside to not getting to practice much. You don't get time to fine-tune yourself. So you go in with something that you think will work.
Exactly.
It's just set fastest lap of the race, so he's definitely not hanging around.
Well, now he's got a very good accent and he uses the DRS. Maybe again it's not really getting alongside him.
No, that's the problem because G-Star's also got the DRS. It's going to take a mega move, or it looks like he may have a run here. But G-Star forces him to the outside. Can he make the switchback work?
No.
No. G-Star's got that one covered as well.
Defending really well, I have to say.
You do need to get out of bed very early to put a move on G-Star. He's not an easy customer.
No, he's not.
especially since he's got used to the newer handling model. I remember when F122 came out, we did a charity race in Spain, and I managed to keep him behind me for ages. Then the next time I came up across him on track, I think it was in MRC-X, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll be able to defend against him easily. Same track as well. Blew past me in 3 corners.
Yeah.
We're like, yeah, he's definitely used to the game now.
On his stage, G-Star is very hard to beat.
He is, you don't want to underestimate him.
Oh my god, what?
What a move was that, round the outside at turn 4. Gives him the inside into turn 6. We're going to have 2 wide through this sector, are we? No.
Wow.
Well done, kid.
The traction that kid got out of the corner was insane.
Now we are going to get...
And Scottish Ninja are going side by side.
Oh, Max got in on the action as well.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I thought I would have a bit of fun with them.
Well, them two are currently battling for the lead in the Challenger tier.
Yeah, I kind of left myself open though to DRS down the next 2 straights, but it was good fun.
No, you're probably helping Grant a bit there. I'm sure he'll appreciate that, getting the DRS.
Yeah.
You're all flashing like a bunch of old dirty old men. Well, that was a late move. He ran wide though.
I saw a bit of that, and that scared the life out of me.
He paid the price for it. But now Grant's got Carl to deal with. Well, he could essentially just let Carl go, because it is a different tier, but as a lot of us will know, Carl is one of the biggest defenders in the league, so having him between himself and his biggest rival is probably not a bad thing, as long as you can keep him behind you. Problem is, Grant has now lost that DRS.
I have to say, what's really impressing me is that Xavier is leading the top 3 group, has no DRS, but still got the most ERS left. Usually it's the other way around.
Yeah, usually the guy at the front doesn't last very long, and Carl has got Ninja already. But he has got 1.9 seconds or 1.8 seconds to Rob Smith. If he can just maintain that gap, he's looking alright for taking the win in the Challenger tier this evening, which won't do his championship any harm at all. Especially all his nearest rivals are out of the race. Oh,
maybe now is the time that he can go into the lead.
He's definitely close. He's going for the outside at turn 3. It's just getting the traction right when you go the outside though. Plus it will give Sabi the DRS back. Can he defend it into 4 to hold it?
Oh, he gets so much more strength. Whoa! There was contact.
That was a little bit blurry. I don't think Kid realised how far alongside Sabi it actually was at that point.
No, I think...
Luckily nothing bad came of it. They're both still racing. Although Chris hasn't fallen back away from Ant too much, but 5th is not what he would have wanted. I'm surprised how far back Ant is off G-Star though, but he is on 18 lap mediums versus the 11 lap softs of the front 3.
very interesting if Kid has the ability to break the DRS. He's 7/10 up, which is quite a lot actually on this game. And he's very fast in the second sector. Not this lap, but Xavier is struggling to stay in it.
Kid Dynamite 106.3, that's a hell of a lap.
Oh, but now he missed the first goal.
Oh, he gets himself 3 seconds, which could... He's got 6 laps to pull 3 seconds on Xavier, which is not an easy job.
That's very difficult. Did he throw away the win there?
It's quite possible.
Okay, I can confirm that Xavier has 2 warnings as well, so he has to take a risk as well.
Interesting, so if he gets too risky, he could lose out.
Yes. Did he get DRS? No. The Kid broke the DRS. So now it's the question, how far can he pull away? He's the fastest of this group. I mean, of the whole grid, but...
And for as long as G-Star stays in check with Xavier, that could keep Xavier busy.
Exactly, that's the other factor.
Ant and Chris are going toe-to-toe at the moment. I suppose it gives them something to do, because it doesn't look like they're catching the front pack anytime soon.
No, they are gone. Won't be able to catch them. So yeah, we have this battle with Anthony and Chris going on. VT and Scottish Ninja, but otherwise...
Yeah,
the field has settled a little bit.
G-Star's on the back of Xavier as well.
G-Star as well, of course, yeah.
That is about it.
Oh, already over 2 seconds. The gap between Kid and Alex.
Oh no, Scottish Ninja's clipped a wall or something and lost an end plate.
Oh, where did he do that?
Looks like going into turn 1.
It must have been a collision.
Looks like he's going to relinquish the win to Rob Smith.
Well, Chris has got past Anthony. See if Anthony can fight back. He's got the ERS advantage.
Oh, now Ninja's scooting across the gravel. He's just got no front end left at all.
Yeah, unfortunately that's undrivable.
He's trying to do it.
I think it will be able to win this race. It will pull the gap. That's what I predict at the moment.
He's looking that way. He's 2.6 seconds down the road at the moment. And sit to G-Star. When did G-Star get past Xavier?
Like 15 seconds ago. at turn 2. No, turn 3. Not disrespecting the little
Well, it should be turn 2, really. It used
Yeah.
to be 9 corners.
Oh no, and now he's done it. 3.1 seconds. Yeah.
He just needs to hold it for 2 laps. G-Star needs to try and hold Xavier for 2 laps, and he gets P2. Same for
Xavier has saved some ERS again, and that will come to his favor because we are already going into the last lap. How the hell did it go so fast?
it does when you're talking just over a minute a lap.
Yeah, it's a short lap, but I feel like that race didn't feel like 100%.
Well,
You try sitting in my seat, my friend. It is definitely a long lap.
It doesn't feel that short when you're driving it because it's very fast and furious.
I was just sitting here commenting and drinking a little beer, so that goes very fast. But yeah, driving is very long.
Man after
So
me own
David
heart.
tries it.
Beer on the go.
Expensive.
Yeah.
No. And now he can use all of his ERS.
Oh, that Ant's just put a move on Chris.
Yeah, and Xavier pulls ahead. But again, he's sliding. And, oh, that was contact. But he stays ahead.
Ant has literally done an esports special there, so has Xavier. Wait till the last lap and put a move on him.
Yeah, save all the ERS. You don't want to overtake and then.
Well, fair play to Scottish Ninja, he's kept going with that end plate missing.
But
Kid has won the race. Xavier comes through P2, G-Star P3. Ant's going to take P4.
A great race from Ant, we didn't.
Chris P5.
Didn't see much of him, but
Mr. Hodgie P6. Good effort. Carl's coming through P7. Rob Smith is 8th on track and penalty free. Takes the win in the Challenger. Scottish Ninja is P2 in Challenger. Neil P3 in Challenger. Wumax has jumped up to 9th. And Geke will complete the field. 4th in Challenger, 12th on track. Still some decent points. That's 12 points on the board for him. Everybody's having a good weave on the way to the line now after 100%. There we go. Definitely fast and furious action, that race. So many DRS trains. Driver of the day, Kid Dynamite. I am not surprised.
I mean, he started 16th, so.
And won the race by about 4 seconds.
That's crazy.
He's just showing off now. And he's wearing a Max Verstappen overall. Clearly channeled is in a Max tonight. Don't matter where I start, I can win this.
So, yeah, I know what's expecting me on Monday.
I think we're going to see a lot of races of DRS trains this week.
Yes. I mean, basically, Kid was the only one who was able to really break it.
There's confirmation of the provisional results. Obviously, DNFs for Teabag, Lorpe, Ziad, RFC, Danny, Biff, Smith, and Richie. Who would you go for driver of the day, Stefan?
I mean, we talked about Kid a lot, so that's very obvious. But other than that, I mean, of course, Carl. I remember the first few laps where he gained like 10 places and stuff.
Yeah, he's gone 18th to 7th, so he's gained 11.
Yes, exactly. Then he gained a lot as well. Got a bit unlucky, I think, with the when it dried up. But a really great start. You have to remember there was a clean start. There were no incidents on lap one. Still, he managed to overtake so many cars, and from then he did a very solid race. So, yeah, congrats to him.
So we're going for Carl, I believe, then.
I think so because I mean, honestly, of course, Kid was very impressive.
But
But
we expect that of Kid Dynamite, to be fair.
exactly. Like everything else would have been a shame. No, but
So there we go then.
this is
Carl
Kid.
is driver of the day for the evening. Any comments from you, Mr. Hodgson?
Good fun. Well, there was a bit of times where I was a little bit on my own, managing gaps, battles throughout that race. So it was good fun. A couple of clean battles as well. Really good fun. And I'm absolutely exhausted. I need to stop doing these 100% races. I can't cope.
But the good thing is you
enjoyed it.
survived.
Well, yeah, I'm actually really, really happy about that. That's something that I'm really taking away from that. I had a few twitchy moments, nothing major really, and one trip through the gravel. But otherwise, yeah, I'm happy with my performance, to be fair. Just hopefully take that into Monday and finish a race for a change.
Well, definitely you're on good stead. So good luck to you, I guess, my ex-teammate.
Exactly, yes. Thank you. And no, well done both of you tonight, guys. It's a long race to keep talking. So well done.
I'm doing it all again on Monday as well.
Exactly that.
So I get to commentate on you twice in one race week.
Ah, aren't you blessed?
But there we go. I think we'll call it a day for the evening. So thank you, Stefan, for joining me, and obviously Mark for the additional input.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure.
And we will be back Monday, 7 o'clock for Tier 2. Not sure who was on comms. Maybe Mr. Hodgson can tell us.
I can't remember off the top of my head, I'm not going to lie. I'm not sure, sorry.
Well, we're back 7 o'clock Monday, so if you want to watch us again, tune in. Obviously, click the notification bell, and as always, leave us some likes. Well, that's it for the evening, so good night.
Good night.